All right. We got exciting stuff going on here. Welcome to Open Circle, today with Tony Glick. Who here did not get a chance to give who I am, what I do, what I need to Tony? I know you guys have talked to him, you talked to him, you talked to him a little bit, you talked to him a little bit. What's your name? Just real quick. Who you are, what you do, and what you do. Give me like an elevator speech in 3 seconds.
The elevator response for you there. I just registered in some with the online social media, so I'm interested in how to
this is Coach, and I'm interested because I do not noticing the like tell us story around the media, because if you push too hard, you have to do this. It's like really a balance with the stress problem. I want to learn more about online. Oh, y'all jump around. All right. What do you do? 3D metal printing.
Okay, what do you
Online presence.
Fantastic. Jason.
Jason Williams, specialized in life insurance for small business owners. Also, just very teachable and always wanting to learn more about online concepts, marketing, and so forth.
Fantastic. Good stuff.
Steve and Summer Underwood, we are starting a new endeavor. We're opening up a luxury experience for the senior market. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I've already said too much, but we definitely need help. It's a new startup, a new venture. It's going to go big. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, hey, my name's Walter Jones. My day job is to Popeyes, but also market a therapeutic ketone product, which is buying and safety courses. We love our.
Okay, sir. That's your last name.
Oh, yes. My name is Bill Hunt. I own the energy doctors. If you energy efficiency updates on homes, we get the rebates through power companies, so we can do it inexpensive.
Beautiful. My name is Joel McKay Smith. I am with SL Circle, and my day job is Accelerant. We are currently looking for new ways to be able to incorporate the connections that we have in rural communities with the urban core as kind of a matchmaker and work on force development. I also have some exciting news. We are finalizing the steps where this will be SL Circle's permanent home. The operations of this location, barring some unforeseen difficulties, Thor Roundy, myself, Lo, everybody that's associated with the SL Steam Group will be taking over the day-to-day of what John and Dan might have put together with the holodeck. We'll be keeping the name of the holodeck, but we're going to be reaching out to many different groups and user groups to be able to get the traffic flow into here very, very strong. One of the things that's going to be fun here too is we're going to have memberships in SL Circle. I won't give you the dollar amount, but it's going to be very reasonable. We'll give you day privileges here, and we're going to do what we can to make this be the preeminent accelerator, incubator, and networking event location and co-working location in the state of Utah. And we're very excited with the direction and being able to keep the heritage of what the Mike brothers have put together just right across the street from the convention center. It's a tremendous opportunity. We're excited for that. Quick introduction. This guy and his dad and the people that they've worked with have affected a ton of brands and campaigns that you're familiar with. I don't even think we'll get into that today. But, Tony, you were day 21 because nobody knew when you were born, right? Yeah. I'll tell them about that. Okay, fantastic. I'll tell them a little about that. This will be inspirational. It'll be learning. It's much like what you would have with a corporate coaching type environment, except it's something that all of us in one way, shape, or form are attached to. And that's social media. He's going to talk to us about responsibility and the direction of where he's taken consumer product for something that's been traditionally a corporate presence. Is that a good way to put it? All right, fantastic. Tony,
What time?
let's hammer about 35 minutes and then do a Q&A. That'll get us finishing around 1. And if we want to go a little bit later, that's fine. I just try to keep it to about an hour.
Okay, great. I just don't want to start over. Okay.
Nice to meet you guys. This is fun. Let me give you a little background, just because this is a really this is an exciting week for me personally. I've been let me give you background. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why this is a real important week for me personally, and actually being here and how this all happened while I'm here. So I have a company called Exposure that I started about 11 years ago. It's an infomercial marketing company. So, I specialize in taking products, tangible products to market worldwide through infomercial marketing, radio, internet, retail. And I had a lot of fun with that. I was 24 years old when I started that. And really, like Joel said, had a blast. Marketed to millions, sold millions of people tangible products. They sold nearly $1 billion of products. About 4 years ago, I was approached by one of the largest travel companies, people that sell hotels. And this was one of my former clients, he's the CEO of the company. He came to me and said, I have a huge opportunity. I need help building a sales division. We're gonna try to crack the code down in Central America and see if we can build something down there. So, do you want to have a party? And I told him yes, but it was a possibility that if we got it going, I was gonna step away from my business. And so I did it. And I went down to Guatemala, and I started working with 2 salespeople down there to help them build a sales division. And long story short, it just became a monster, and it went from 2 to thousands of salespeople spanning across 5 different countries in Central America. Crazy experience. I had to travel around with bodyguards, bulletproof cars, because we go research Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. It's not a safe place for an American to be walking around. So I had to. It was an incredible experience, great experience to live through. But I really cracked the code in Central America and had to utilize resources and people that are super passionate about making money. And it's sad to me, but they're great people, but you get them at a fraction of the cost, and so, I really cracked the code, built a gigantic sales and support organization for the largest travel companies. Why I tell you that, it was an incredible experience. I have just a large network in Central America now, is I transitioned back this week to my business. And so I'm officially, as of Monday, I transitioned back to my business. That has been advancing over the last 4 years while I've been gone, and to the point where we developed a really probably a product that I've never been more excited about in my life. And trust me, I've seen thousands of products, and I think we built a product that has more relevancy in this world today than any other product that I've ever been a part of. So I made my transition back. I told my partner that I was always going to do that when we got closer, and I kept my word. And it was really tough because I had a really great thing going on with this travel company. But today, Monday marks the day that I was officially back in the company. So part of it was I disappeared for 4 years. Literally, not a lot of people. Joel saw me once last year when I set up the Cairo a couple times, and then every once in a while people would see me, but all my network here in Utah and domestically, like, I disappeared. So this is my first step in getting back into the business market here in the U.S. And so I'm super excited. Like, it's fun to be in a small group and be able to just talk about what's going on. The other reason why this is very important, I'm going to tell you a little story. So Joel's alluded to, my partner was born 1953 in a city called Athens, Greece, out of Greece. Okay, he was left. My partner was born left in a box as an infant. No name, no birth records, nothing. Just left in a box in Athens, Greece. And he was eventually put in an orphanage in Athens, where there's a lot of abandoned orphans back in the 50s in Athens, Greece. So orphans were lined up on beds in these orphanages. And an American was passing through there. His name's Bill Adams. He was passing through there just by chance, stopped, and had this feeling. He says, this atheist man had this feeling to pick out a child out of this orphanage and see if you could get him adopted for a sister back in the U.S. that couldn't have children. And pick my partner out, okay? What makes the story special for me is his partner's my father. And my father and I, for the last 10 years, have been, as Joel said, have been collaborating on projects and businesses for the last 10 years. And one of our goals, because we've been doing some really fun projects, but one of our goals before he left this earth was we wanted to come back together on something that could have a global impact beyond money, right? It's just something beyond money. So what I'm going to talk to you about today has greater significance beyond just money. We feel like what we built, what we talked about, what we're about to pursue, really can have a global impact on people for good, which is really, really important to us because we feel like both, I mean, he's at a point in his career, I'm at a point in my career, we want to do some good in this world. We have some great skills to market products, but we really came up with something we think is going to do some good in this world. So that's an important piece to who I am, why I came back to the company. Because I could have just stayed this travel company, but I wanted to come back and really have a global impact on something beyond just tangible products and making sales and money. Even though every business has to make money. So I'm excited. It's fun to be back. Another thing, I brought some books. So I'm actually a book author as well. Back in 2007, I wrote a book. My audience is down in Central America. I sold tens of thousands of books down in Central America. Very few here domestically. Most of my books have been sold down there. But I brought three books. We can do a drawing. I don't know. I mean, I'm not big on collecting cards, like I told you. I don't really need cards, but maybe we could just put them in a cup at the end. I can draw three out. I have 2 English versions and a Spanish version. If you speak Spanish, and then you can take your cards.
I'll make it easy. I'll put this around, have everybody give their name and their email address, and then I'll just do a pin drop on who we do it.
Perfect.
Okay.
And it's Spanish, sorry. You don't speak Spanish, maybe you can find somebody.
Yeah.
We'll take the Spanish one.
That's what Rosetta Stone's for, right?
So, okay, you guys. So that's me, and I just this is so different from me. I'm telling you, my audience has been, short little Guatemalans, Central American people for the last 4 years, and I've spoken to big audiences, and so this is new. It's gringos and Americans staring at us.
Sorry, I'm from Central America,
Yeah, where you from?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
I'm born there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it's my home away from home. Although I probably not go back for a while. I was there a lot. But okay,
Great place.
it is. Every place is beautiful. Just a lot of things that I wish I could change down there too. But it's a great place for business. So today, I'm going to talk to you guys, and I'm gathering this is kind of an open, like conversational presentation. I don't need to talk, but to be honest, what I'm going to talk to you about today will probably you'll start stirring thoughts, experiences you've had in your brain. So you guys just share your own thoughts. I'm sure you'll all have some experience when I start talking about what I'm going to talk about. But like I said, I am super excited because I feel like this is the most relevant product I have ever built in my 11 years as a business owner. Okay, so we're going to talk about the double-edged sword of social media. When I say that, what comes to your mind? When I say the double-edged sword of social media, what do you think about?
Pros and cons.
Okay, pros and cons. So maybe the good, bad. Anything else? Okay, who's got one of these?
All of us.
Everyone does, huh? I'm always curious when I do this. What age do kids get smartphones? They're birth.
I've seen them, in a carrier going like this.
Well, yeah, my 3-year-old can swipe and do everything that she needs to do. I don't give her a phone for free, but what age is it? Like 9, 10?
Kindergarten, first grade. Some of the schools require it, like in California.
That's crazy.
Yeah, elementary.
So we're talking 8, 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's insane. It is. I'm not giving my kids a phone until they're like 16. Sorry.
He's 13, just becoming a teenager.
Yeah, maybe 13. A lot of.
I'm glad that.
Okay, so along with this technology that's involved, phones, with the internet, social media came around back in 1998. The first social media was a blog that came around, and then Facebook was built in 2006, and it blew up. This is just a sample size of social media outlets. There's hundreds of different social media outlets. Just by, I want you to look at this. Count how many of these you use. Okay, if you don't recognize the icon, you probably don't use it. But how many of these do you use? Flip through.
4.
Just 8.
8.
11.
11, yeah.
It's funny. I count 11 every time I count this. 2, 8.
11.
I have 7, but I really hate all
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, though.
Yeah.
How much time a week do you think we as adults spend on social media? How many hours?
Too much.
Yes, there's a study done. How many hours?
of them. I'm only about an hour or 2 because I really don't like it.
Hour or 2 a week?
Yeah,
Okay.
seriously.
I'd say the average person is probably 20 hours a week.
You're right on. So that's about that's roughly 3 hours a day. What do you think about kids?
More.
Teenagers? 4.
Some of them are 24/7. They'll wake up in the middle of the night if the Snapchat jingles.
The average teenager spends 27 hours. The average. So we're actually not far behind it, which is crazy. But that's scary stuff.
Am I not enough?
Yeah, you're not enough. You're 2 hours a week. No, you're quite enough. So the average adult is spending 3 hours, but that's a lot. Where they're spending it, I think that's a good question. Home, work, where's this going on? About 3 hours a day, the average adult is spending on social media. Okay? So with all this social media and internet access that we have, this is my big question. What kind of responsibility do we have as individuals as a result of this, what I like to call socially connected world? What kind of responsibility do we have individually?
Pass on important information and give people responses to questions they have that they pose in their prompts.
Okay. So,
To provide in a tactful way self-regulation for things that we perceive to be inappropriate.
nice to have. Okay. Anything else? I would tell you, it's social media for me personally. It's been one of the greatest tools of the last decade that I've been using because my network expands outside of the U.S. with people that I don't see, right? So I've been able to stay connected through outlets. So it's been a great tool for me. But we're going to talk about a little bit about the responsibility and maybe the lack thereof and how maybe we're lacking to hold responsibility in this aspect. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. Let me tell you why we built this. So we were in this transitional phase of our company. We were doing a lot of training. We worked with Hiram Smith, who was the former founder of Franklin Covey. Spent about a year with him. It was an incredible experience working with him. We learned the ins and outs of the training company, how to build a real worldwide training company like they built at Franklin Covey. So we made a decision, a strategic decision because of our training background as well, to kind of move the direction of training products. Even though we've done a lot of educational products like IQ, speed reading, Your Baby Can Read, Word Smart, we've had a lot of success with educational products in the past. We decided to go the route of education and training with in mind corporate training. And so we came up with, we sat around and thought, what's the most relevant topic in the world today? Social media, right? Something that everybody has their hand on, one way or the other. The one thing that people aren't talking about social media, okay? And nobody's created anything, is the prevention, okay, of how to use social media and what not to do on social media. Everybody talks about how to use social media, right? And then you've got people that come in and clean up the mess when you don't use social media correctly, right? You've got reputation management companies that come in and they clean up the mess, but nobody is talking about what not to do, okay? You hear this quote? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. This was from Ben Franklin back in the mid-1700s. He was out in Philadelphia. He created the first insurance policies for firefighters, which by the way still lives on. And he came up with this quote, the tagline is quote, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so without sticking our nose up to people and saying, don't do this, I want to talk to you about this, excuse my language, the stupid things that people do on social media that have a big effect on their lives, their careers, and businesses that they work with. Okay, so the people you hire, okay, can have a major impact on your business. You can have a major impact on your business if you're not branding yourself correctly. You're not saying the right things and doing wrong things on social media. Okay, so I'm going to talk about it, and I promise you, the way you look at social media after today will never be the same. Okay, when you open up Facebook or Twitter or one of these social media outlets, I will always be in the back of your mind. You will never act the same again. I promise you. After we go through all these examples, because you've seen them and you know about them, but this is just an extra. This is an extra reminder not to do dumb things on social media. Okay, I'm going to talk about. This is all educational right now. Some of the things that have gone on in this world, they're going to blow your mind. So one of the things I've learned with building this company is I have to be willing to talk about the real problems of things that are going on in this world, the political topics that nobody talks about. So if you're easily offended, forgive me right now, okay? But I have to talk about these to create awareness of this product that we're creating, okay? Because they were uncomfortable. Like when I would read stuff or get stuff, it was very uncomfortable for me to read at first, but I've become more comfortable because I know I'm spreading this awareness and education on things that are screwing up people's lives and companies. So, okay, let me go through some examples. If you have examples, stop and talk about it, okay? Very first example that came across my desk when I put this together, my mother called me and she said, Tony, you're not going to believe the story I have for you. I have perfect validation for you from your own flesh and blood. So tell me about it. And she said, your little sister was working in a cushy job up at the top floor of a corporate office, okay, right next to all the executives. Perfect job. She had a great career path with this job. One day, my little sister calls in sick. She calls in the office and says, I'm sick. I won't be in today. Okay? 2 hours later, she jumps on a flight down to California. Meets up with all of her friends. Okay? They go to the beach. They put their bikinis on. They start taking pictures of each other. These pictures go up on social media. Having fun in San Diego. Okay? Having a lot of fun, whatever. Hashtag this, that. Okay? She gets back. It was a Friday. She's there till, I think, Sunday. Flies back Sunday. Shows up to work the next day. They're waiting for her. Someone from the office said, we saw your picture. You called in sick. You flew down to California. We're going to have to let you go. Have a good life. Good luck. My own flesh and blood, okay? That's the first example. Okay, here's where it gets uncomfortable. Do you guys remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, her name's Justine Seiko. She had 97 followers. Before she's getting ready to jump on a flight to South Africa, she tweets this out to her 97 followers. That's it, her friends. And she says, going to Africa, open up your days, just kidding, I'm white. Okay? She jumps on an 11-hour flight. This tweet became the #1 trending tweet during those 11 hours. The #1 trending tweet. She gets off the flight. There are cameras and people taking pictures waiting for her in South Africa. That's how fast it's spread. Okay? Wow. She gets off the flight. Okay? Her life is in tells completely ruined. Here's the irony. The most strange thing about this. Her job, she worked for a big corporation as the senior director of communications. Okay? She was fired. Fired on the spot. Her life, if you go read about her life, I actually feel bad for her, you know? Even though it was a really stupid thing to say, her life has never, ever been the same. She's just tried to hide out from anything media for the last, I think it's the last 8 years. And this was one of the first things that ever showed up sites. You guys hear about this lately? Okay? Anybody a baseball fan know who Kurt Schilling is? Okay, Kurt Schilling was fired. This was about 2 months ago from ESPN over a comment he made. This was a real political issue about a month ago about transgender bathrooms. Okay, he had his own opinion, whether it's right or wrong. He put it on social media. Walks in the office the next day, he's fired. His salary was $2.5 million at ESPN. Gone. For one comment, one opinion he thought he needed to share to everybody on social media. Gone. Yes.
Do you think it's feasible to apply that type of thing to presidential candidates?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think so. I think you have to be super careful. Okay, it's not, so one of the things that I think we forget, okay, we've seen this, okay, we've seen people filming police officers, police brutality, okay, there's cameras everywhere. Back in the late 90s, everything was paparazzi, right? They were the only people that were reporting on stupid things being done, okay, and it was just celebrities, okay? The thing that people forget is there's cameras everywhere, okay, everywhere. If you decide to do something dishonest or dumb, someone's going to catch it. And there's a good chance it might be up on social media. Okay? And if you don't want somebody to see it, they're probably going to see it eventually. And it could come back to hurt you. Okay? Okay. So, I mean, so this girl posts a picture on Twitter. Naked, wet, stoned. Maybe not the worst thing anybody's ever done. Okay? Maybe not smart on social media, unless you're a teacher. Okay? She's a teacher.
Oh my God.
You think she made it through
Well,
the
not
next?
anymore.
Yeah, you think she made it through the next day? I mean, I haven't looked into the rest of her life. It's very hard to find the rest of it. But I don't know if she has a job. Who knows if she has a job as a teacher? She very possibly could have ruined her career. It's very possible she could have ruined her career with that picture and that tweet. Okay, 20 years ago, you know, there's no way to find out if teachers, you know, smoking weed and hotboxing in the car, right? So, you guys remember this guy, Gilbert Gottfried? I remember him from The Voice at, what was that show with the redheaded?
Aladdin.
No, oh yeah, he was the
He was the bird on
he was
Aladdin.
the bird in
right?
Aladdin with Problem Child. Wasn't he on Problem Child too? Maybe not. But he was the voice on Aladdin. Yeah,
I remember that.
so I didn't even put the comments up of what he said about the tsunami, because it's just weird. Like, I don't know what people are thinking. And he put it up, okay? He put a comment up about the tsunami and the people, and it was just weird, strange, and it's just uncalled for. He got fired immediately. I don't even know, have you guys seen him since? I haven't seen him for years, okay? He was the voice of Affleck. It's a pretty good gig. Probably a very easy gig with a lot of money. I haven't seen him since that
I
comment.
think he does Disney stuff.
Maybe he's bounced back.
He might. It seems like he's on some of those shows.
Okay, so it's not just what it can do to your career. Okay, there's, like I said, there's a greater ramification for things that people do. Okay, people do stuff, and sometimes it just affects their career. But there are many other cases that go beyond just the individual. Okay, and ruining their career, getting fired. It can go to the corporate level. Remember this recently. Okay, the Domino's. Okay, go Google it when you get home. There was a Domino's employee that decided to put excess stuff from his nose on some pizza. Kind of disgusting. You can see pictures, right? Decided to put it up on social media. Pretty cool, right? But blew some stuff out of his nose on pizza, put it up on social media. Okay. Domino's as a company had major financial problems. Okay, that was what caused them the big turnaround, the big turnaround PR thing they were working on for the last year, right? With the cheese brand, the cheese, the pizza, their big thing was let's be more transparent. And to the positive side of social media they did, right? The very negative side of social media was one picture, one guy doing a farmer bowl on a piece of pizza, almost ruined Domino's Pizza. Okay? There was a brilliant PR manager and business strategy to recover from that. But I'm sure that's without spending probably millions of dollars to recover their firm. And fortunately they did it, and they were able to do it. It's a great story if you want to read the dark side, turn to the positive side of social media. But this is an instance where one employee affected affected millions of dollars worth of the business earnings because of a social media post. Wow. Okay, here's another one from a well-known company. Again, it's just super uncomfortable sometimes. So this Nacho Bel Grande got some urine on top of it before it was served to the customer.
Oh my God.
And what's even worse is this employee said, you know, I'm gonna take a picture of me doing it, and I'm gonna post it on social media with hashtags and what I'm doing, okay? I've never been able to find the exact damage it's done financially to Del Taco. They called it Taco Hell, okay? That's what they named this problem, what it caused, Taco Hell, okay? Pretty crazy, huh?
Oh, that's
Okay?
terrible.
Pretty crazy. Okay, I'm going to talk about something that really is, this is an unwritten rule. In a lot of cases, there's no way to really track this. But here's one thing I always think about. It's funny, when you walk into an office, okay, outside of cubicles, it seems like if you're walking in the door, it seems like computers these days are always facing this way, right? My back to the wall, my computers are facing me, and you're looking at me. I'm always wondering what people are doing, okay, behind their computer, right? We know that 3 hours a day is spent on social media. So how much time potentially is wasted on social media behind these computer desks? Okay? If there's time wasted on social media while you're at work, you are doing damage to a company. It is not honest. Okay? It is not fair for a company to work. So this is something that is not talked about, but that is damaging companies today. It's employees wasting time on social media while at work. And that has to be talked about. Okay, so this was from Bloomingdale's. This was a Christmas special that was put out from Bloomingdale's, and it reads, "Spike your best friend's eggnog when they're not looking." Okay, what do you think happened with this?
Got hacked.
No, it didn't get hacked, actually. That's the crazy thing.
It actually got printed.
This was an actual ad they put out on social media during Christmas. Okay, the problem was this is referring to, I mean, what everybody took this as is date rape. Also, Bloomingdale's wants us all to slip date rape drug in our girlfriend when they're not looking, our girlfriend's cup when they're not looking. Bloomingdale's got hammered for this. So the moral of the story is proofread. Okay, proofread over and over before you put something personally, okay, or as a company on social media, right? That's just pure stupidity. Okay, and there might have been one person that made it that thought this is great, this is going to be perfect for Christmas, and he didn't have anybody else look at it. Okay, but Bloomingdale's got drilled for this, and I'm sure there were some financial ramifications that came because of it. Okay, the last one. I'm not going to go through this the video, but if you have time, okay, go watch this video. It's one of the funniest videos you will ever watch. So again, there was a band from Canada that was flying from, I want to say, Indiana to Chicago, okay? And he had a $3,500 guitar that he put on the plane. He traveled. He flew, got to Chicago, got on the flight. He says he saw them throwing his guitar. You know, like people doing baggage claim, just chucking stuff, right? And he goes and gets his guitar and it's broken. Okay? He calls United Airlines and he says, "Hey, my guitar was broken on this flight. I want to be refunded." The first service, customer service representative said no. He said, "Let me talk to your manager." Second one, no. Third one, no. So his story is they treated him poorly. Very, very poorly. Okay, very poorly. So he's a musician. He writes music. So he goes and writes a song that's called United Breaks Guitars. Okay? I mean, why not, right? That's what he does. That's what they did. So he writes a song called United Breaks Guitars. Okay, 15 million viewers later. Okay? This is a public company. How much in stock damage do you think this cost? Yes. Stock damage. How much stock damage?
10%.
It was 10%, which would be equivalent to what?
About $180 million.
Googling it? You Googling it, huh?
I just remember it.
180 million damage. Okay? Wow, 10%. But 10%, that's crazy. I run businesses on less than 10%. someone does that to my company, I'm out of business. Okay? So this is the reverse side of what social media can do to you, right? You have to be aware, but you have to be aware of what other people can do to you. Okay? Other people have the same effect.
I found in my eating air conditioning company, the competition would love to pretend to be a customer and put stuff up.
Sure.
Because I was getting great reviews. Because I'm actually honest. No. But yeah, they would definitely. I knew they would put up fake stuff because all of those companies.
Yeah. Any thoughts on this? You know, it's time to go ahead.
But people actually read that stuff. It does affect whether they choose to use me or not. Sure. They don't know if the guy's actually had it or worked for them.
But if you got negative reviews, just respond positively or in a humorous way, and you'll actually get more business from your positive response than somebody's negative review. Don't let it scare you.
I agree.
Well, I actually get so many positives on Google Maps where you look at the business, like heating and fishing stuff, that all of a sudden they all disappear. Every about a year, all the good comments, someone would pay someone to go up and just remove them. But the negative ones would never.
Just respond to the negative ones, you'll be fine. People get used to their stuff anyway.
So what we've done as a company, we created a corporate compliance course where we have a corporate compliance and life training course. We come in and we talk about the dangers that exist that we're talking about today. Okay, our compliance course really drills down on the dangers. Our live training course really focuses in on the dangers and then the branding aspect, right? So what are you doing individually and as a company to make sure that your brand is protected, right? Okay, and then we really try to hold employees accountable to their own personal brand, because what you do, okay, both in and out of the office can have effect on the company or your own company. When people just think I'm representing the company for 8 hours while I'm sitting at my desk, the truth is 24 hours during life, you represent your company or the company you work for on social media. And that's what people forget. Okay? So we actually provide, when we go in, we provide social media policies, right? Because a lot of times if you've got employees, you've got to put stuff in writing. So we have a generic social media policy for companies that they can fill in the blanks where they need to, write up as strict as a policy as they want. Companies need to have a device and social media policy. Okay? So if you have an employee, okay? You have an employee, one employee, okay? I even would say if you have a child, put this policy in place, a device policy and social media policy, so people aren't doing dumb things. Okay? The one dumb thing can really could actually tear down your whole company. Okay? So we did all this, okay? We built this whole program. We spent a lot of money building the online and offline course. Okay? And then one morning, I woke up and I got an email that came across my desk from a friend, and they said, I know what you're doing, I want you to watch this video. Okay? So I pulled up this video on YouTube, and I watched this video, and it was 14 minutes of just like, it was the most terrifying video that I've ever seen. It was so hard to stomach and watch. It was about these, and you can go look it up yourself, so I didn't want to show it, but it's about these two girls out in Florida, and these two 16-year-old girls. They posted a video giving their, what I think they thought was a very, political opinion on a different race that they did not like. Okay? They went off on a race that they really didn't like. They gave their opinion, very vulgar language and words, and what they thought. Well, it was about a 14-minute rant. Okay? They were done. Okay? Within about 10 minutes, this video was distributed to about 200,000 people in the Florida area. Okay? They walked into school the next day. Okay? Principal's waiting for them. Okay? And they, I was going to say fired, but they expelled them from school. Okay? They expelled them from school. They go home. They got death threats. People wanting to go into hiding. These two 16-year-old girls. And they go into hiding, and their life is completely ruined. And so I watched that, and so I asked my friend, I said, what is this for? And he said, I think you're missing an element. I think you're missing an element of your product, what you're providing to the companies. He said, you're missing the rising generation who are posting things and doing things that are gonna negatively affect your company tomorrow, right? So these 16-year-olds who have no clue about the stupid stuff they're doing are who you guys are hiring, okay, when they get out of high school, right? So he told me that, and this light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, man, I am missing an element of this whole product, really where we can impact the world, and that is the younger generation. Okay? Again, this is not to stick our nose up at these millennials because they're doing incredible things, right? But this is to say, hey, let's all work together. Let's create social responsibility. Let's educate them how what they do today can affect their future tomorrow. Okay? Let me show you a couple things. What I mean. So what we did is we went out and created a corporate credit course. Okay, so we have this corporate compliance course, a live training program, and then we created this corporate credit course. This was our host. This is, if you don't recognize, this is Dan. Oh my gosh, Dan Clark's daughter. You guys know Dan Clark, right? The famous sheepdog. He's a well-known speaker. This is his daughter. She's incredible. Like she's going to be the host and face of a lot of our consumer stuff that we're doing. Incredible talent, perfect face for this product. But we created this corporate credit course. 1 in 10 people. There's a big survey done of over 17,000 people between the ages of 16 and 34, and they discovered, and this stat is rising, I would imagine, that 1 in 10 people will be declined of a job opportunity. And let me add, because I'm sure this statistic is the same, will be rejected of a business opportunity, okay, for something they have said or posted online. Okay, let that sink in for a little bit, okay? This is where this whole concept will start ringing in your head individually. If you've ever posted something or said something, okay, controversial online, it's there. You can't get rid of it, okay? And I know we're all sitting there thinking, shit, like before I developed this, I was arguing with my friends about stupid political things and BYU stuff online, and I look back, like that someday it's going to come back to haunt me, those conversations. Okay, luckily nothing really bad. Okay, because fortunately I represent this, and I don't think I have anything really bad that I know of. But what you say is, I mean, we have a tagline. Okay, what you do in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Except the herpes.
Except the herpes. What you do on the internet
Stays on the internet.
stays on the internet, right? It goes everywhere. Okay, it's not written in pencil; it's written in ink. Okay, so just think about this for a minute, for yourself, for your employees, for your company. Have you ever done anything that could potentially come back to haunt you? Because there's a possibility if you're a business owner, okay, or you're seeking a job, 1 in 10 people are getting rejected today because of something said. This is a crazy stat. 93% of recruiters, and I would say business owners, because I do this with every single person that I hire. Every single person that I hire. The very first thing that I do is I check out social media profiles. I do it 100% of the time. Okay, 93% of recruiters do the exact same. Okay, so again, this was for our consumer. This was for our consumer version for 16 to 20-year-olds. But I'm telling you, okay, if 20 hours a week adults are on social media, this applies to you and I, right? Because if we're ever doing business with somebody, we're ever going to get a new job, someone's looking up our social media profiles. Yes.
I would add, I have a client in St. George. I was hired to reduce down the pool of athletes for a general manager job. Now, from those 5, I checked every one. From those 5, we selected 2 to actually consider for the job. And 3 of them went out just because of their social media stuff.
Really?
Now, maybe I'm too harsh, whatever.
No. It sounds harsh, and then I always think the exact same thing when I'm doing it. But you know what? But it's the reality. Perception is reality. That's what they say, right? And what you see is probably it could be what you're getting.
So this policy you're talking about, you're referring to your hires, but what about their kids, their products? How do you protect your organization from those fools?
That's a great question. Let me answer that right now.
Cool.
I'm going right in.
Sorry, I didn't mean to blow it. Sorry.
No, that's a great transition to this.
The talk.
The talk.
Enough about the bird.
Okay? The world has changed, okay? The talk is probably still necessary. I remember the talk with my father. It was weird. Okay? It was awkward. We all remember that, right? It was like a 10 seconds. I don't think my dad's very good at that. It's like a 10-second talk about the birds and the bees. Okay? It's probably still necessary. But we also, okay, let's talk about parents, okay? Parents need to start having this talk, okay? The talk about social media and the internet. That needs to be part of the talk, okay? How do you train them to abide by these? I'm going to talk about that too. But the first thing is we have to start talking about it, okay? You have to create policies in the company, but for children and younger kids, you have to talk about it, okay? You have to talk about how your actions online today can affect your future negatively tomorrow. It has to be part of the talk. Okay? The birds and the bees is no longer just the birds and the bees. You got to talk about everything including the internet. Okay? Brent Metcalf, this is just a reminder. Okay, he's the CEO of a recruiting company. This is just a reminder that what you put on the internet stays on the internet. Okay, so these pictures that you put on there, they're there to stay. So that picture from your spring break back when you're 19 years old, it's there. Okay? If it's not up yet, someone might have it, and it could be up someday. So if it goes up, it's there. So what do we do? Okay, how do we beyond the talk? What else can we do? That's your question, right? What else can we do beyond the talk? This is what's hard. Okay, technology is just growing, right? And then if we're talking about kids or even offices, there's always going to be something that will block this and block that, right? There'll be an app or some online tool that will block social media outlets, right? But for every tool that you can use to block something, there'll probably be another tool that can unblock that tool, right? That's the world we live in. So here's our suggestion, okay? Here's what we're trying to practice and preach to the world, to businesses and individuals today. The quote says, we are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. George Bernard Shaw. So it's in people being more responsible. Okay, that's the message that has to go out. People have to be aware and they have to be responsible because you can't. Personally, I love technology, but I'm getting tired of technology being the solution for everything. At some point, people, you and I, people younger than us, we all have to take responsibility for stupid stuff that's going on online. And we have to take our own personal responsibility. That's the answer. Okay? We can put policies. Okay? We can put apps in place, but in the end, we have to be responsible because there'll always be something that can get us beyond an app, or that will get us beyond something blocked. Okay? There will always be a place for us to post something down. So what we're preaching, what we're going to preach to the world, what we're teaching the world is social responsibility. And if people can learn that, okay, they will learn how to create a more powerful brand for themselves. That's the further message that we teach, right? And that we will teach people is how, methods that you can create a better brand. How to post, what things to post, okay, that will attract people to you, that will make you more attractive from the inside out. Okay, but the first thing that people have to learn is personal accountability and responsibility. So we've one of the things that we're doing is we're partnering up with Kid Power. It's an anti-bullying association that we're partnering up to really promote this. Again, like I said at the beginning, this is a business, but there's a real cause marketing behind this whole business. We really and I really believe that we can change the world in a very positive way. Again, we're not trying to stick our nose up because everybody's made mistakes on social media, but at some point, people need to take responsibility. Okay, someone needs to come out and say, "Stop the bullying." Right? There's terrible. On the flip side of what people do, like Justine Staples, for example. Okay, she said that terrible thing about South Africa, but on the flip side, she's experienced death threats. Okay, and terrible things that have been said about her on social media. That needs to stop. Okay, for one bad comment, one dumb thing that someone's done, there's thousands of other comments coming right back at them that are bullying and that are tearing down one human being and just making this world a terrible place. Social media is the most powerful tool we have today. Okay, and the only way that we can make it more powerful and more worthwhile, and we can create a brand and a perception for people that people want to attract to, by being responsible, okay? Responsible first, and then learning how to utilize it second. Any questions? I mean, any questions I can answer. Any questions beyond, brand, beyond, I don't know, anything? This is the end. Are we kind of cruise through it because I know it's almost 1 o'clock. Thoughts? Questions?
I think it's great.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we don't even let them touch computers or iPads or anything. But I was because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. It's scary.
Yeah.
Besides Kid Power, what are distribution channels that we have access to that we can help you in getting this message out? I'm sure that's part of what you're doing in your business model right now, but this is a small networking group, but we represented a diverse group of people. What's required, not required, but how can a networked group like this assist you in getting your message going forward?
So my background is obviously mass marketing. So this has a mass marketing play. I have a whole strategy behind it. One of the things I'm getting approached on a lot lately is I've had some companies come up and say, can we sponsor this? Can we get our name on this? Like we know your abilities to mass market. Can you put some money behind you guys and sponsor it? So we're going to open up a sponsorship door because we're probably going to do some events. We're going to do a lot of internet marketing, TV, radio, and so one of the things we're doing is we're going to open up sponsorships. We didn't think about it originally until we had some big companies come to us and say, can we stick our name on this? We want to be behind it. And so this is going to be it's a real business with a real product, right? Where like your 6-year-old can take our product, the training video, and can actually go online and watch it. She's the host. She's incredibly entertaining. So it's fun. It's very, very fun to watch. They take a test at the end of it to make sure that they listen. Okay, and then you become certified. We call it social certification. Learn how to act on social media. Okay, and so yeah, we want everybody to go through it in this world. We have big aspirations to do it. So there's a part of it that's somewhat of a movement, right? It's going to create a movement, and I think a lot of the sponsorships will probably help it because we'll get some big brands behind us that want to endorse it, put their name on top of it, and then we'll spend time. I have some incredible speakers that are very, very entertaining, that have been mentored by some of the best speakers in the world that will go to corporations, talk, to their employees, and we'll train them beyond just the dangers, right? We have that live it, believe it, own it, right? We talk about the concept of you. It starts with you and ends with you. Okay, and so there's an aspirational and motivational piece beyond just learning about the dangers. We talk about you and how you have an impact on this world. How what you do can either impact this world negatively or positively. So we have some incredible trainers and speakers that go out and will move and motivate people and employees to really take some social responsibility. So, like I said, I promise you this. When you get on your Facebook tomorrow, tonight, go to post something. You will never, we've only spent 45, 50 minutes, but this will leave a mark on you. Whether we ever do anything together or not, just the thought will leave a mark on how it can affect you personally, in your career, your business. You'll think the next time before you post. And that, in the end, that's usually our best advice we can give. Okay? It starts with you and ends with you. Think before you post. Use common sense. Okay? Don't get caught up in some political argument just because you're passionate about something. It doesn't mean what you think everybody else is going to agree with. And back to these 16-year-old girls, I think they really believed what they were saying. I think they believed that everybody else was going to agree with them. The problem was there's only 2 people that agreed with them, and it was those 2. Okay? And a lot of times when we're on social media, that's the biggest problem, is we think that everybody is going to agree with what we say, when in fact we might be the only person that really believes in that. And that's the problem. Think before you post. Use common sense. Okay. Make sure that you're rereading through things that you're going to do, and that they use common sense. It's not offensive. It's not tearing you down this road. Yes.
One recommendation I have to people is if they feel like they need to engage in something, I tell them to write it on a piece of paper or even in Word,
Yeah.
first. Because not only that, but Facebook still records all of your verbiage in your posts, even if you remove it.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you never even post it,
You can,
it's still recorded.
there's no delete. You can click the edit button and you can pull something back up on Facebook too. So people think you can actually delete things on Facebook. I think you can actually pull it back up.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, that's interesting too. They
They just
record
sit there and
everything.
just, yeah, they record it even if you don't post it, for marketing purposes and so forth. And then it just gives you a few minutes to think about it.
Scary.
Does this make any sense to post?
I was just reading an article this morning. It's so scary. I have two little kids that sleep in a room together, and I have a camera in their room so I can watch it just to make sure they're okay at night. And I read a story this morning. A woman in Texas found out that her camera, that she has identical looking rooms than my kids. They have twin beds and 2 kids in the room. Was hacked, and the live feed of her kid's bedroom was on some website. Isn't that disgusting? Like where perverts can sit and watch these kids. It was a live feed. Someone hacked into.
Oh my God.
Isn't that disgusting? It's just, I mean, we live in a technology-driven world, right? And there's some things that we cannot.
That's too much Big Brother watching.
Crazy,
That
huh?
is, I mean, that's.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Let's even cars now. I have a Geo Metro.
Yes.
It has a lighter. But these new ones that have these, key fobs and stuff, they now, the car thief just hit a button, hit another button, started and drive away.
Yeah.
It's confusing. They're hacking computers, and they're just driving away. They don't have to have a key.
Yeah, I'm very cautious what I put on social media with my family, and because they can track pictures, trace pictures back to where where your kids are at. So you don't find a lot of my family stuff on social media. You can't find it. It's hard to find anything. If you search my name, you can find one picture of me with my son. That's probably about it.
Also, if you take a picture, do a Google search on that picture, it'll show wherever else it shows up too. So you can bundle and dig for somebody's information without it. Which is terrible.
That's right. Well, you guys, this was fun to talk about. Hopefully, I've left some impact in all of your areas of life, business, work, personally. That they can help you in some sort of way. And of course, beyond that, if I can help you any other way, this is going to spread out very, very quickly. You'll probably see it around. So,
All of you guys find some value in this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see how much of you don't know how to read Spanish. That'll be the first one. You guys want to see him do something here again?
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
All right. Ray Butters.
That's this thing.
We'll take the Spanish one if you can't
Did
find
you get a chance to tell everybody what you do, who you are, what you do, what you need?
I'm a consultant, leadership trainer, and author.
Awesome.
But he said he didn't speak Spanish, right?
I know you do. Dean Lumberg.
Hey,
that's English.
That's okay.
I really did not want the Spanish version.
Well, then we'll trade because you speak a number of different Spanish. I know what you do, but tell the rest of the group who you are, what you do, and what you need.
Dean Lumberg, president of Accelerants. We do a number of different things, but do business consulting, providing businesses with resources they need, and then also we have opportunity hubs in rural locations. We hire personnel in rural communities to fill job needs.
Cool. And the last one, Jason. Cool. And I think, did everybody hear what you did?
Yep.
Stuff like that? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
If you can make it on Tuesday for the presentation with Studio 11, Michael Ori, it's going to be a fantastic event. Tuesday at the Founders Room. And there will very likely be a little bit of a surprise benefit of being there when we take into consideration the fact that this is now SL Circle at the Holiday. So we're going to be working towards some of the membership things that are going on. We still have a few things to work out. But in a perfect world, we'll be able to have probably a lunch here every day. And we're going to work with the Restaurant Association to actually have sponsors, catered lunches here with everything from big data or product or real estate or whatever it is. We want this to be able to be a go-to place. We're going to be looking at the cafe over there as something where we can have a membership type of accessibility for anyone that's part of the circle. And the open access that you see is going to be a little bit more red velvet rope out too. The glass doors that you see there will probably have an entry place out there so that to be able to come in, obviously, information is currency, right? So we're going to want to be able to make sure that you guys are signed into the membership that we have for this location. But from a content standpoint, we have a fantastic opportunity here to be able to continue, obviously, what we're doing on Thursdays, but do that on a regular basis. And then, in a perfect world, maybe have 3 to 5 evening events on a nightly basis. Some people that are part of the circle, some people that understand that since they're across the street, they can have a fantastic hospitality suite here. We want to become the preeminent business networking event space with partners like Corporate Alliance, being able to do things with you. We're already going forward with partnerships with the Salt Lake City Chamber Bureau. There's GOED, there's UTC, things like that. So after, I think we're now at it for 5 years, we realized that if we had an opportunity to actually have a venue approach to what we're doing with the circle, that's something we can do here at a place where you can come and pitch, you can work, and have the co-working spaces. And we'll hopefully have a couple of really fun anchors here as well. So with that, I'm going to close up. I'd encourage you to network with Tony if you can, and it would probably be in your best interest and anybody else that you talk to RSVP and show up on Tuesday night, because we might be feeling a little bit generous and might have something to do with bright colored walls. So with that, thank you very much.
If
you want me to grow, I just figured out that works. You can text 88588, write my name, 5, and I'll text you back. Thanks, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joel, thank you for having me.
Oh, we'll have you again, Tony. You're awesome.
Tony, that was awesome.
Thanks, Ryan.
And where we're headed, I'm a little nervous that I have to
Thanks,
visit.
Ryan.
I don't think I have any goodies that will bring me back from where we're going, but I better stop. I'm joking.
No, I will definitely need this.
I like marketing, and I mean, this is obviously a product we're pushing, but you know, my background, I can add a little more.
Don't reach in the right direction.
And focus on, you know,
I have 4 kids. I have a 8-year-old.
It's just like touches from their boy girl, same voice. You've got a 4-year-old girl.
So I got 64, and then I got 24, 27.
Well, if they're gone, that's where I'm not.
Yeah, my family, I got one of you, one of the
No more.
I'm sure.
So,
I'm sure.
that's why I don't love
I felt too with the knot. They are, no, they are.
So, thank you, I will reach out to you.
Yeah, definitely. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's funny because every school also says. There's always value of like.
You know what, I'll tell you what. I did this because I literally been able to sell. It's very hard to sell because it's like, it's, people are great. It's scary.
It's actually, it's funny, I we all really do some sort of and a lot. Just figured out and go away as opposed to so that's like until we
So where's Tony's? Where's my school? Color love yourself. Get over it.
yeah,
So still you.
yeah. They
All my business is red. This is wrong.
So they're
Part of the question is like I love concepts about pastors and I love get the word out.
we need to get this.
When you first push out, it's like I know kids get out. It's just by obligation. And that's one of my greatest assets. There might be a So I have
But I had some. I'm just trying to check back, by the way.
We have to get the right.
When you sit down, like, challenge acceptance, like, sit down, like,
Or